Hello, it's Judy. Welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be testing some more AliExpress makeup. Today I am specifically looking at things from Maria Ayora. Now, Maria Ayora is a Spanish brand but manufactured in China. So I have here nearly a full face. Maria Ayora does not do a primer. They don't do a mascara. They don't do a finishing powder. And they don't do a specific eyeliner. They do an eyebrow that they say is also an eyeliner. So we're going to test that, and I'll tell you what I think of that as an eyeliner. So if you would like to see how I felt about these products, then please keep on watching, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. Okay, I'm going to start with concealer because the concealers that I'm using are stick concealers, and I find that they blend better if I put them underneath my foundation. So I have here, they are literally just called the Maria Ayora Nude Perfect Touch Concealer. And I have the shades 1, 2 and 3. The nice things about this is that these cost £1.51 each. So I can afford to purchase 3 of them and then see which shade suits me best. So let's start with 1. If I swatch them on the back of my hand, they're all about the same tone, the same shade, but they have quite a different skin tone. Let's see if I can catch that on camera. Okay, so that's 1, 2 and 3. And I think 2 is going to be too yellow and too dark for me. 1 is probably going to be a little bit pink. I think I'm going to go with 3. Now, I have tried these out before, but I always forget which one suits me, so I try them out each time. That's all I'm going to do for the moment. And I've got my Boots Beauty Sponge here, and I'm just going to go in, and I'm not going to do too much blending because the foundation will do a bit more, but I'm just going to kind of soften those rough edges. So now I'm going to go through with the Perfect Cover Matte and Moisturising Foundation. You get 1.4 fluid ounces, which is 40 grams, which is more than normal. And the boxes that they come in, everything is packaged in, is beautiful. As you can see, it's got a nice clear lid on it. It's got a pump on it. The only thing I will say is that you don't get a precision pump with this. It's kind of an all or nothing thing. So I'm just going to pump 2 pumps out onto my sponge to start with. This colour is a little bit too light for me. This foundation was £2.95. So I have actually ordered the next shade up. This is shade 2, I think. Might be shade 1. But I've ordered the next shade up, and I'm just waiting for it to come in. I've got a few things that I'm still waiting to come in from Maria Ayora, but I couldn't really afford to wait any longer, so I thought I would record this. If you'd like to see a Maria Ayora revisited when I get those new things in, please give this a thumbs up and leave a comment. Right, just going to get in underneath the eyes now and blend out that concealer. And you can see it's a little bit too light for me, but I will bronze that up in a bit. So that's foundation. It's not by any means full coverage. I would say it's a light to medium. It does build, and of course I've got the concealers that I've got here. I've got the more colours, so what I can do is I can go in with one of the other colours and just kind of, not really any point in me trying to cover up the freckles, but I can add a little bit more concealer in the places where my pink cheeks show through. And for anyone who says that they're not sure about what ingredients are in these products, the ingredients are written on the boxes. However, they are written in Chinese. I don't know whether it's Mandarin or Cantonese because I'm not that good with Chinese. So, but the ingredients are there. So I think if you were to run them through Google Translate, you would probably find them probably about as comprehensible as ingredients in English. Right, so that's the foundation. Now, they didn't have a setting powder. There's a couple of things that are missing from the range, and one of them is setting powder. So I'm just going to take my NYX Studio Photogenic Finishing Powder in translucent, which at the moment is my go-to powder. I'm just going to, oh, hang on, before I do any further, I've just realised something. My contour and highlight I thought was a powder formulation, and when it arrived it's quite clearly a cream formulation. So fortunately I don't think I've powdered enough there. Let's get the beauty sponge and just dampen that up a bit. That'll take off some of that powder for me. Right, I'm normally I work with powder contours. So I find with this you've got to kind of rub your finger in a bit to warm it up. And it's quite a, there we go, there's the swatch. It's quite a kind of warm brown, so go carefully with it. It's great for this time of year because it's, well, in England it's summer. And I have to say it's quite warm here at the moment. For my Australian friends it's not warm. For my Australian family will be sitting there going, you've become a pom. No, I haven't. It's the humidity here is higher, considerably higher. I think we're running at 65% today, which for Perth is quite humid. Maybe not in other parts of the country. Now, this doesn't blend out well, to be honest, guys. I'm not actually that happy with this contour. I've tried this now several times. No one's commented, so because obviously I'm blending it out well enough. But I find that the beauty sponge really just doesn't cut the mustard, so I have to do it with my fingers. And it kind of, you can see it leaves me with a slight tinge. My hair needs re-dyeing, so that's not helping either because it's just showing up in all of the little grey hairs around my forehead. I'm having to get that done later this week because I've got a concert this Saturday. Right, so while I'm here, in this palette, I don't know if it's going to show up all that well on camera, but this middle one is quite pinky. And I thought that it was going to be a blush. And it's not. It's a highlighter. It's a very nice highlighter, but it's subtle. And that means it does actually work quite well on my skin tone. So I'm going to put a bit of that on too. And again, I'm just going to use my fingers because it doesn't blend out well with a brush. Hang on, let's try the Real Techniques. Which one's this one? The Real Techniques sculpting brush. See if this one, because it's quite dense. Well, that does a better job. But yeah, it's quite sticky. Right, so have I got any more liquids to put on? No, I think that's it. So now I can do the setting spray, the setting powder. So now that I've powdered up, it's all nice and powdery and ready. Now what I'm going to do is I've got the Maria Ayora Illuminator. This is amazing, this one, guys. Who would have thought? It was £1.57, and I have to say, I think it's pretty good. It does show up my texture a little bit because it's quite glittery. If I hold it up, you can see that there's quite large chunks in it. Let's see if I can get in front of the camera. There we go. But it does go on nicely. as long as I use it sparingly. Ooh, see that? Okay. And now we're going to go on to eyebrows. So I have here, this is the Maria Ayora Brow Academy Mechanical Pencil and Brush. And Maria Ayora doesn't do a eyeliner pencil or liquid eyeliner. So they reckon that this one doubles up as an eyeliner. So we're going to test that and see how it works. I think it might be a little bit too hard, in which case I've got one of my good old staples sitting in the back. It comes with a spoolie on one end. And then it has one of these triangular tipped pencils on the other end. And I can't remember which shade this is in. I'll look it in and I'll link all of the products below and where I bought them from and the colours that I chose. I think this one was 3. Well, it seems to work well as an eyebrow pencil. I think the colour suits. I'll just even that out a bit so it doesn't look as though I've drawn a pencil line in. Okay, and now I'm going to use it as an eyeliner and see how that works out. This might be a disaster. Let's try it and see. I always do a little bit of eyeliner on my lower lashes and my upper lashes before I put on a bit of shadow these days, because I find it blends out once I've got the shadow in and it becomes barely noticeable, but it just makes my eyelashes look a bit thicker once the shadow's complete. It looks a bit dire until the shadow's complete, but it's a bit hard to be an eyeliner, to be honest. I like my eyeliner to be just a little bit softer, because you can see it's dragging my lid a lot. This is the problem with having old wrinkly lids. Okay. Not bad. Not perfect. I'm just going to smudge that out. I've got a smudger on the end of this pencil. This is my go-to. This is the Le Smoky pencil by L'Oreal. Don't you love the way L'Oreal likes to pretend that they're still Parisian? They mark everything with a sounding French name and realise that that doesn't work. Okay. So now moving on to eyeshadows. I have 2 makeup palettes. They look like this. And this is the bit I find funny. They come with a very helpful little piece of plastic to tell you what the colours are. Well, the colours are eyeshadow. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the gist. So the palette looks like this. This one is 04 and it's all neutrals and purples and they're all mattes. Yay! Somebody's done an all matte. And then the second one that I've got is 03. I couldn't find an 02 and 01, so I'm guessing they've discontinued them. Again, they're very helpful colours. And you can see I've used this one a bit. Let's cover up that mirror. This one is all warm tones, quite neutral with a few kind of rust colours in them. Beautiful colours. I think today I'm going to work, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes and 5 shimmers. I think I'm going to work with my 04 palette, and I'm going to start with shade number 3, which is this bone colour. And I'm just going to take that and put that all over my eye, and that will set any foundation and primer that I've put on there. And then I'm going to go in with a bit of kick up on this. Not much fallout, but there is a bit of kick up. Right, so now I'm going to go in with this pinky colour, number 1, on the end. And just put that into my upper crease. This is pretty much the way I start every eyeshadow look that I'm doing. And then I'm going to go in with shade number 4, which is this taupey colour, and also add that to the crease. Same brush so far. This is my Real Techniques, what do they call this one? Deluxe crease brush. So I'm going to go in now with my Real Techniques base shadow brush, and I'm going to take this purple here, third from the end. It's a very brown purple, but I have to say, guys, that these are quite pigmented, so I don't really need to be adding too much to the brush at a time. If you add too much shadow to your brush in one hit, it makes it very difficult to blend. And I'm just concentrating on the outer corner. Just slowly darkening that up. Keep tapping back in and getting just a little bit more. And because I have hooded eyes, I'm just taking it up halfway to the brow bone. Putting it all in the upper crease so that when I close my eyes and look forward and look at you, you can still see the shadow there above the eye. In fact, I need to take it up just a little bit higher in the middle here, or otherwise it's going to look funny. And I just keep looking ahead and seeing how that's working out. A little bit more. That's better. I'm going to go back to my Deluxe crease brush and I'm just going to blend that out at the top there. Right, same thing the other side. A lot of makeup tutorials say that when you do this, you should do this windscreen wiper movement. Well, for those of you who've seen my diabetic journey video, which I will link in the description box below, and I'll see if I can work out how to do cards, you'll see that I've recently lost a fair amount of weight. And like everywhere else, my eyelids have suffered, and I have an awful lot of skin there. So I find that the windscreen wiper movement doesn't really work for me. I kind of have to go in little dabs and circles so that the skin has a chance to move around. I'm getting old, guys. Just part of life. Right, so now I'm going to go in with a slightly smaller brush. I'm going to use the brush that came in the palette. It has a sponge applicator on one end and a brush applicator on the other. And I'm going to go into this really darkest purple. Not quite, this one on the end is quite blue. It is a blue purple, but it is definitely bluish. And today I'm wearing kind of pinky purples rather than blue purples. That would work on a day when I was wearing my blue purples. And I'm just going to start by taking a line up into that crease. There's almost no fallout with these. There's a little bit, but not much. A lot of kick up on the palette though. And then I'm going to take it under the eye. Smoke that out under the eye. And then I'm going to take it and go over that eyeliner that I did earlier. And this is where that eyeliner gets smudged out. Okay. And then I'm just going to fill in this corner right by the edge of the eye. There we go, there's a bit of fallout. There had to be some. It's going to be the darker colours that do it. And I'm just going to go back in with the base shadow brush and just blend that out a little bit. Same on the other side. Because I ordered this cream system, and I thought this was going to be the blusher, I didn't order a separate blusher, so I'm waiting for that to arrive. So I'm just going to take my Max Factor blush and just give myself a pop of colour on the cheeks. And we're now going on to lips, and I have 3 lip colours here. We have no numbers on them, so I will list which ones they are. This is the nudie brown, and then I have a deep burgundy, which is a beautiful colour. It was very rich on the lips. And then I have a quite bright purple that goes quite pink. It looks purple in the container and then it goes quite pink on the lips. I think today, because what I need to do is go down and see my physio, so I'm going to go for the nudie colour. And then I'm just going to go over that with a little bit of, oh, did it need to go? Powder. Because it's quite a sweaty day today, so I think I need a little bit of powder to kind of keep things, in place. See, I didn't wait for that lipstick to dry down. Dries down very matte. Okay, so I'm just going to do some fixing spray, and which is another item that Maria Ayora doesn't do, and mascara, and then I'll be back. And there we go, guys. That's the final look. I'm going to head off to the physio now, and hopefully she can sort out my back. It is now 12:20, and I've been out and about, and it's a hot, sweaty day, so I just thought I'd check in and show you how things have held up. The foundation seems to be doing a reasonable job. The lipstick has not lasted at all. I'm going to retouch that in just a minute because that's just awful. The eyeshadow is creasing a bit, but you know, eyeshadows crease on me very easily, and yeah, I'm not too impressed with that actually. That's not good. But I'll see if I can do some repair work to it and get it working. It's pilling quite a bit on my nostril here, my nose here, kind of bumping up a bit the foundation, but that might actually be the concealer that's causing the problem. So maybe I'll try it without the concealer and see what I get here. Yeah, again, a bit of pilling going on here, but the bronzer seems to be holding up nicely, and the highlighter is still doing its job, I think. Yeah, looks better on camera than it does in real life, but you know. And I have to say, I'm not mad at that eyeliner either. It's not too bad. I think that's going to be it for today. So thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again.